Alright, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. This is JDog X211 coming at you with another Horizon Zero Dawn Shamanistic Weapon Only Challenge playthrough.
When Sakuli's finished, you'll be able...
Ow. That one was important. Alright, so... Last time, I got all the stuff around here. So the only thing left to do is head to this lake, gather the blue gleam that's here, and then the final pigment here at this bandit camp, which I'm also going to clear out. That will most likely be for the next video. Anyway, first thing I want to do is do a little shopping. As you can hear from Pigment Collector, I think it's about time we met Sakuli. She is the one who will reward me for getting these pigments for her. After that, since we have all the animal figurines, we will head here to talk to the merchant who will reward me for collecting all those totems, and you can see what those little statues are for. Then we'll head here for the last meeting with the three hunters. Do that whole thing, get these last pieces of blue gleam, deal with these control towers, and that should call it a video. Because next time we'll be dealing with the bandit camp and getting that last pigment and delivering those last ones to Sakuli.
We'll retake Stonewall from the bandits before long. One challenge at a time.
But for right now, this will also give us a chance, maybe, to hear a story as soon as I figure out where. Let me see.
When the old ones were fresh in their graves and our numbers were still small, it was she who led us through the frozen wastes. We also remember the ravenous tribe, who delighted in sucking the marrow from our broken bones. Everywhere Banukai and her Werak fled, the ravenous tribe were never far behind. Seeking a way to defeat them, Banukai went into the wastes and let the wind whip her cheeks. And when the cold brought sleep, she dreamt of light. She saw it behind the world, a great calming sheet of icy blue. And she saw something new. Herds of machines, each filled with the same blue light. When she woke, she knew which star to follow. She walked for many days and nights until she arrived at a temple built from sparkling ice. At the gates of the temple, she was met by the machines from her dream, who bowed to her as she entered. Inside, Banukai discovered the blue light bubbling from a hole in the snowy earth like a spring. "You bid me come," she said. "My people need aid. Will you provide it?" The machines whispered to Banukai. "We go where the light goes, for we are its chosen vessels. There is darkness in your heart. It cannot hold the light for long. Carry it to your people if you must, but the cost will be great." Banukai waded into the pool. The light reared like a nest of snakes and struck Banukai, piercing her skin, filling her up. Banukai did not scream, though she was in agony. Banukai did not collapse, though her limbs shook. She climbed from the pool and carried the light inside her. She marched toward home and the machines marched behind her. As she walked, the light struggled to push its way out of her, but the machines were there to aid her. She sewed her body shut with their cables, patched herself with their metal, and kept the light within. When she arrived, the forces of the ravenous tribe had surrounded the camp. Although the light had left her with 1,000 wounds, Bannakai charged. And because she held the light, the machines followed. The ravenous tribe killed many, but those in camp rushed to join the battle. They gathered pieces of the fallen machines and from them fashioned weapons. And it was with these that Bannakai's people repaid the suffering the ravenous tribe had wrought upon them. When quiet descended, Bannakai finally fell. The machines bowed their heads, and her Werak wept. The light she'd held within her drifted from her wounds and rose to the sky. And for just a moment, before life left her, Bannakai knew the truth of the blue light. And she felt peace.
Huh.
We remember Bannakai, the first to crawl from the cave beneath the world, brought the machines to us. When we speak the name of our tribe, we remember her. And we will not forget.
So the Banuk took their name from her.
Beware the machines.
We remember Bannakai,
To approach them
when the
without
old
caution
ones were fresh
may
in their
wither.
grave. Were still small. It was she.
Perfect machine.
We also remember the ravenous tribe, who delighted in sucking the marrow from our
I'm trying to see where the truth could be in this. There are no myths, only exaggerations. I've heard that said before. So I'm wondering, what could this be an exaggeration of?
Don't let the others intimidate you, Outlander. If the Banuk cannot tolerate outsiders, we don't deserve to survive.
That's a little brutal. I'm wondering if
Breath is ice.
Banakor
Before
could
I
have
even breathe
been...
out.
Never say no to a challenge. Better to die with your bowstring drawn than to live with it left untouched.
I'm wondering if Bannakai could have been a servitor. That would make sense as to why she had the blue light inside her. She was a machine herself. A servitor like the ones... I mean, they said they came from the mountain beneath the world. So clearly they were referring to the cradle facility like All Mother Mountain.
What does the Outlander want? I'm looking for Skuli. You found her. Come. Let's get it over with.
That's hardly a way to talk.
Quite a view you've got up here. It's a useful perspective. How fleeting we are when the world is so wide. From up here, you can see how the light paints across the land. Ever changing. That's a lesson. All our marks will pass. That outlook sounds a little depressing for a painter. Haven't met many artists, have you? Song's Edge needs new stories. I scrubbed its past off this rock to start anew. But a new start needs new colors. Fresh pigments. Like none have seen. Araya said you two were friends. I paint about what I feel now, not the way things used to be. Araya understood. Most Banuk didn't. I would have been exiled if she hadn't had Aratak take me into their Werak. The Banuk rock paintings are impressive, but, You want to know what they mean. That's not the right question, but I'll answer anyway. Some are called to the machines. The sacred shapes you see on metal casings, or on a cauldron door. Do the machines listen to the call? I don't know. Others, like mine, are called to the tribe. You could say inspiration or prophecy. And sometimes even men listen, if the painting is loud enough.
Alright.
Have you always been a painter? I've always painted. But I wasn't a painter until I was driven out of Banur. Up there, the markings are eternal. They paint over the same lines, the same colors, over and over. As a child, I learned from copying them. As I grew, my heart sank at the familiarity. All of us Banuk might as well be trapped in glacier ice. We have the look of life, but never really moving.
These pigments you want. Where should I look for them?
Salts gather at the edges of geysers and hot pools. Crystals cling to the rocks and cliffs.
Alright, let's see what she'll give me for these.
Good, good. These can go dark as bruises, or bright as indignation. I call them the faces of the elders.
I'll see what I can
Seek out the vibrant ones. A spring of sudden color among snow or rock or metal. That's its own reward, but I'd reward you as well.
Alright, now let's see what we got. Blue gleam and a lot of echo shells. Painted weapon coil. Ah, for the warbow. A dud. And another dud. Get rid of those. Now, I'll zip over here, and we can meet the totem collector.
This'll last.
Aw, it makes such a cute sound when it hits the ground and dies. Alright, that should be where I'm heading. And Here we go.
Ursus Americanus, the magnificent American black bear. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Beautiful. How fierce you must have been. That fur. You never even felt the cold, did you? If we hadn't preserved you, would anyone even know you'd disappeared?
Let's see. Our final 2 weeks. Portions of the, let's call them spirited conversations. Mr. Blevins. Blah, 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 blah. We got 2 weeks. Not easy. If you like me, place represents much bigger and more important than a paycheck. The temptation. I can't shut this place down alone. Best, Marnie. And there's another one over here. I saw it when we walked in. There.
Visitor center's a bust. I'm recording the strategic and operational value at roughly 0 point squat. No reason we shouldn't pack the staff onto a vert, send them back to Nowheresville as soon as the gates are locked. Enjoy basic income, ding-dongs.
This guy is such an ass. I could get in here and level the structure. Might be something of value in the walls. Copper wires or something. That's about all I got. Jeffords lady? Marnie Jefford, operation manager. Accidental parts department. Let's put a no rehire flag on her account. This guy is such an asshole. Plain and simple. I hope when the Pharaoh plague caught up with him, he died very, very painfully. Anything else here? So who are you? Ejuk.
I hate to interrupt.
Oh, Yes. Hello, an outlander at the Shrine of Forgotten Beasts. Welcome. I'm Enjuk.
Aloy. The Shrine of what?
When the old world still breathed, a great man built a tiny totem to this beast and stored the visage inside. When the totem is placed on the pedestal,
There are 7 pedestals. Where are the other 6 figurines?
I found this one in the wilds. Remembered the indentations in the pedestals here and saw how they matched the base of the totem. But as you say, it's one of 7, isn't it? The great Montana Recreations must have made more, but time has scattered them.
You said a great man?
Indeed. He was, I believe, the great Montana Recreations. His voice claims responsibility for the totems. I share his desire to understand. I like to flatter myself that I'm an apprentice. Someday, perhaps, if I am persistent.
Ejuk's recreation.
So these totems... The images they show are of animals that no longer exist. They're gone, like the old ones.
So it seems. To think such magnificent we rely as much on beasts as we do on machines. For food, for warmth, but do we study them with the same fervor? I do, for example.
Nope.
Raw meat.
You've thought a lot more about foxes than I have.
Yeah. Imagine what would happen if this guy knew about dinosaurs.
I have 6 figurines like this one. Maybe these are what you're looking for?
The blue light. I didn't know if I'd ever see the whole collection reunited. And look at them. They're beautiful. You've done a great thing, Aloy. These may represent the last record that any of these beasts ever lived. Take this. It's the least I can do. And come back anytime. I and our animal.
That's all I need to know.
Are you sure? You can never learn.
And this is the best part. Well, besides the actual reward. Already got that one. Now.
Puma Concolor, the fearsome cougar. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
His coat is sand-colored. Could it have been a burrowing animal? Perhaps those teeth were only used for digging.
You hear about some of the quacks during like the early days of dinosaurs, and you realize this guy sounds a lot like them, just trying to figure things out as he went, with no real reference.
Bison, bison, bison. That's the actual Latin name of the regal American bison. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Latin? Perhaps that's some sort of old world custom in which one repeats the name of a particularly revered animal.
Ursus Arctos, the menacing grizzly bear. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Those claws look like they could rip someone in half.
Perhaps in its youth, but you heard Montana Recreations. He said it's grizzled, old. Its hunting days are behind it.
Otocoius virginianus, the majestic mule deer. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Not built like a predator, but perhaps it needed those horns to take down its prey in the absence of sharp fangs.
Canis lupus, the enigmatic gray wolf. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Could it be that these wolves and our foxes are the same somehow? Perhaps after hundreds of winters. No, that's ridiculous.
I believe he just theorized evolution. That over generations something changed in them. And last...
Alcis alcis, the noble moose. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
The horns grow like trees. Of course, this moose used those bizarre growths to blend in with its forest home.
Alright, now let's see what we got. Ooh, metal burn. Squirrel bone. Hidebound weapon coil. Owl bones. Nothing too special. Let's see. Damage, shock, and freeze. Resources, squirrel bones.
Good amount of blue gleam leaked off this one.
Alright, and now to help those three knuckleheads. 31. Oh boy. And multiple control towers.
Cold. Very cold. I get it.
Alright, so take care of this. Grab those. And then besides this one pigment that should be left for everything here. I still got a good 20 minutes. I think I'll clear this out and then head back up here. Alright, but in the meantime...
I was starting to worry about you three. Everything alright?
We took our time. After our last conversation, we had a lot to think about.
I can imagine. Just one more hunt, then your debt is paid and you three can make your way south. Ready?
Huntress, the Sunshine Snowshoes await your signal.
Horrible!
I'm almost impressed, Dulamok. Didn't think you could come up with a name worse than burning turkeys.
Well, I liked it. Let's hunt.
For about 3 seconds. There's one. Oh jeez, there's 3 of them. That's taken care of. Done. Got to snap my teeth.
Good meat.
Push! We're almost done!
That everything?
Come here, Aloy. Let's have a proper goodbye, huh?
Did you all see that? This thing went down like a dick.
Ah. Alright. Now I'm gonna tell you, there's a flashpoint coming up, and you choose, depending on what you choose, you can get different, these guys take different names for their werak. I'm going with the one that I think is the most meaningful one, because of course, she was the whole reason that, she was the one that inspired them, taught them, and ultimately, the reason that they're here now and where they're going. So.
There. That's a lot.
For now. Until Urkai breaks something else.
It was one time! You make a nice shaman, Aloy. Thanks for lending a hand. Maybe we'll meet you in the Sundom sometime.
You won't have me to strip your kills now. Are you three?
Doesn't look that hard.
Great. He watches 3 successful harvests.
When you get to Song's Edge, talk to Bergrand. If he can't teach you himself, he'll know someone who can.
Sure. And I bet he charges us for the introduction.
Thank you, Aloy. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Once you get to the Sundom, what then? What's the next step?
We hunt like Nakoni wanted to hunt.
Nakoni had big dreams. A werak in which everyone pulls their weight and takes care of each other. No shamans, no chieftains, no need to pry the power out of anybody's hands.
Sounds like a lot of work.
But worth it, I think. And a fitting tribute to Nakoni. We can become the werak she always wished for.
I guess this is goodbye. How does it feel, putting Banuk lands behind you?
The only thing I would have missed is already gone.
Let all those rotten Banor suck-ups freeze to death.
It's a little much, Urkai, don't you think? It's strange. What is it to be Banuk after Banur forsakes you? How do we decide who we are? How about you, Aloy? Who do you think we are? What will you remember of us?
Shattered heart. Nope. Shattered heart. Scar of the North. And this one.
You do more than just survive. You believe in something, and you're willing to fight for it. Nakoni was willing to die for it.
I like that. Nakoni dreamt of a werak without shamans or chieftains, and we might be that dream.
Nakoni's arrows. That's what we are. Shot from her bow in the north, to hit her target in the south.
I know I'm not part of the werak, but that's the best suggestion I've heard since I met you three.
Yes. Nakoni's arrows. We will try to fly true. Thank you, Huntress. I'm very thankful we met you, Aloy.
You're all right, Aloy. Thanks.
All right, let's go get this Osram off our backs.
Hard to tell which one of these two is
I'm
asleep
excited
here.
to see Bergrand. I like him. I've heard the Sundom's warm. How warm do you think?
warmer
I'm
than
very
here.
thankful we met you, Aloy.
She'd like this, I think. What we're doing, where we're going.
Alright, so. First things first, grab those blue gleam. Then we'll head to Sundom. I happen to... no. First we'll see Bergrand, then we'll head to the Sundom. I happen to know where these three ended up. Eventually. And then we'll call it... Yeah, we'll call it a video after that. Ah, there. Saw a little bit of purple.
A fistful of ruby is worth braving the cold.
I swear, I thought I just heard something. Something roar. Must just be the cracking ice.
I think I saw our son. Breeze through the trees.
Ah, here we are.
Blue goo. Or frozen machine fluid.
Scrapper pile. Alright, quick bit of fast travel. Alright, now...
The Banuk survive and prevail. The bandits murder and scavenge.
Only until my next video.
Bergrand, how'd your investment pay out?
Quite handsomely, thanks very much. You know those three crazy Banuk are calling themselves Nukoni's arrows now? Well, now that I have those parts, I can pay off a debt of my own.
So they've gone south then?
Aye, that they have. I've got a friend in the Sundom by the name of O'Toole. He owes me a favor. Old O'Toole is a machine scavenger, a pretty competent one. So I sent them to learn from the best.
Or at least from the pretty competent.
Well, we work with the resources we have. Speaking of which, here, a token of my gratitude.
I never relished the opportunity to spill the blood of my fellows. But bandits are not like fellows.
Song's Edge is too quiet at the best of times. I might actually miss those lunatics.
Even if I cared to travel south, I'd not get much further than the Grave Horde. That place...
Nothing like a finished deal, is there? If you run into New Coney's arrows again, send them my regards.
Alright. Untested weapon coil. Damage, tear, and fire. In other words, the perfect mod for a hunter bow. Now, I can challenge Aratok now since I took care of both. Let me think. I woke up the tall neck. I woke up the tall neck and what else? Oh right, the hunter challenge. But there's still two more things I can take care of. I can get my image up on that cliff face if I get that last pigment. And of course, it also happens to be right in the bandit camp. Two birds with one stone. Take care of that, then go to Nakoni. Or, not Nakoni. But first things first. What I want to take care of over here at Day Tower you might actually remember we've met O'Toole before. He was the individual here at Day Tower who told us about the cut in the first place. He, of course, was getting out of Dodge because... sorry. Late nights, early mornings. I'm sure someone listening knows what I'm talking about. Dodge because things were getting, business was too slow and life up there too hazardous. Choo-choo-choo-choo-choo.
She didn't even hesitate. She stood between the assassin and our Sun King.
Alright.
Wait. You have to cut through the wires before you remove the part?
Well, yes, obviously.
See, you say it's obvious, but I don't understand why I just can't grab hold of the part and pull.
He just explained that.
I didn't hear it.
I think I've got it, O'Toole. Thank you.
So Nakoni's arrows made it to the Sundom.
Aloy, we weren't sure we'd see you again.
Oh, Aloy, you should see us in action. We're natural scavengers.
Didn't you just step on a long-leg lens not 2 hours ago?
That wasn't my fault, all right? O'Toole didn't tell me those things were slippery. How was I to know?
They're still doing this, huh?
Oh, I don't think they'll ever stop.
They bicker like an old married couple.
Aw, you started to miss us, didn't you?
Did you get tired of freezing your pretty braids off in the frigid lands?
You know what I like about the Sundom? You can take a nap right out in the open. No tent.
Whew. I don't know if I'll ever get used to how hot the Sundom gets.
It's nice to talk to someone other than O2 or a bunch of huffy Karja.
I guess the hunting is fine out here, too. Of course, it doesn't compare to hunting with you, Aloy. You know what I like about the Sundom? You can take a nap right out in the open. No tent. I guess the hunting is fine out here, too.
Good hunting out here, though.
That stuff the Karja put under their eyes, I sort of like the way it looks. Don't tell to Ty. Aw, you started to miss us, didn't you?
Of course, it doesn't compare to hunting with you, Aloy.
Did you get tired of freezing your pretty braids off on the frigid lands?
Alright, I think that calls it for everything they have to say. So, next time you see me, we will be taking care of this control tower here. And then we will be coming down here to deal with this bandit camp. So, until then, this is JDoc X211, signing off.